Good morning, students. How you all are? Hope you all are well. And we are back with our class. In today's class, we are going to discuss a poem from the book Hornbill. This is the first poem, a photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. So the writer of this poem is a girl, poetess. First, we will read about the poem. We will discuss difficult words, explanations, and literary devices used in the poem. Before starting the poem, let us discuss about the significance of the title. A photograph. Basically, the poetess had written this poem while she was just looking in a photograph, some of the memories which were related to the photograph that comes to her mind, and she start writing it on the paper. So, we will start this poem. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hand. And she is the big girl, some 12 years or so. One more time, repeating it. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. So first we will discuss about few difficult words. Cardboard. Here, cardboard. This word is used for photograph. Although the dictionary meaning of cardboard is not photograph, but when the girl is saying about cardboard, she actually means a photograph. So the girl is having just sitting at the table, and she was just looking at a cardboard, that is photograph. In that photograph, she can see three girls. How many girls? Three girls. Then she is saying that the two girls are holding hand of their one of the elder girl, and that elder girl is almost 12 years old, and this 12 years old girl is poetess mother, and she was having two of the girls in the photograph. They are her cousins. So when this poetess is just expressing her feeling, at that time she is sitting in the chair. She is looking at a cardboard in a photo frame where she can see that her mother's photograph. Her mother is with two of the cousins, and when that photo was clicked, at that time poetess mother was 12 years old. All three stood still to smile through their hairs at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. One more time, repeating it. All three stood still to smile through their hairs at the uncle with the camera, a sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. So first, this is the second part of first paragraph. So first we will discuss about the hard words. Transient. Transient means which is not permanent, which is temporary. For a few seconds, few days, few minutes, है ना, बहुत ज़्यादा देर तक नहीं रहता है. So what the girl is the poetess is saying that when she is looking at that photograph, what she feels that in that photo, all the three girls, they have stood still. Stood still means कई बार अपने साथ भी ऐसा होता है, जब हम फोटो क्लिक करते हैं तो हम अपनी सांस रोक के एकदम बहुत अच्छे से एक पोस्टर में खड़े हो जाते हैं ना. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ पोस्चर इज रिफर्ड एज stood still. To smile, and as normally it always said to be cheese, to smile when somebody is clicking the photo. So in the same way, in that photo, all the three girls, they are stood still with a smile in their face, through their hair, है ना. Smile in their face, you can understand that through their hair. This means that basically near the sea, the weather is so much windy. So due to that wind, their hairs are falling on their face. So that's why poetess is saying that smile through their hair. As when they are smiling, so much of their hairs are on their face. Then the poet is saying that at that picture, her mother was looking very beautiful, and she also describes that it is a picture of her mother when she was very young. When the poetess was not born, she is very young, that is why she is very beautiful. Then the last two lines of the poem, they are very touchy and very important lines. In these two lines, poetess is comparing the permanent things in the life and temporary things in the life. These girls are clicking photos near a seashore. Then the girl is saying that after so many years, the sea had not changed. Still the waves are falling over the rocks. Still the atmosphere is very much windy. Nothing is changed in the sea. But the life of the three girls who stood near the seashore has completely changed. So you can see that here in this two lines, the poet is comparing the permanent thing like sea to the temporary things like human beings. The basic clue behind these lines that you will get more idea in the coming paragraphs. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot, see Bitty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter, both fried with the labored ease of loss. One more time, I am repeating the second paragraph. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Bitty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed up for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter, both fried with labored ease of the loss. So first we will discuss the hard words. Snapshot. The word snapshot is again used for photograph. Snapshot means photograph. Then wry. W-R-I, wry means sad, depressed. The last four words, labored ease of loss. Labored ease of loss, that basically means something which is lost, that we are not having now. So the girl is just saying that when she is looking at that photograph which was taken 20-30 years later, so the girl is saying that one of the moment she is remembering that few years back the poetess mother, she was just looking at that snapshot. She was looking at that photograph, and as we had already seen that there were three girls in that picture. One was poetess mother itself, and two other girls were her mother's cousin, and their name is Betty and Dolly. Clear, student? So the poetess is saying that few years back, poetess mother, she was just looking at that photograph and she was just remembering about two of her cousins, that is Betty and Dolly. And she was just saying that how this beautifully these girls have dressed for a beach vacation. Basically, the girls have so much of the dressing sense and they love to do this, है ना? So when the poetess mother, she was looking at the photo, she was just remembering that how Dolly and Betty, they have dressed themselves for this beach vacation. And poetess mother, she was being happy by looking at that photograph. है ना? She was remembering her past by looking at that photograph and she was smiling. And poetess, she was happy because her mother was smiling because she was looking at the photograph. So here you can see that how a photograph becomes a connection between poetess and her mother. Her mother, she was very much happy when she just seen that photograph, and when her mother is happy, the poetess becomes very much happy. So basically, this photograph is a link between poetess and her mother. Last paragraph. Now she being dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. The silences. Now she being dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of these circumstances there is nothing to say at all. It's silence and silences. So basically in this last paragraph, the poet is talking about the circumstances, how the circumstances changed, and the girl is might be the poetess when she is writing this poem. She also might be an at the middle age or old age, and she was saying that her mother, she lived so many years, and when she died the poetess had lived so many years. So there is so much gap, है ना? It's maybe the poetess is now 60 years old and she was looking at this photograph and she was reminding about one beautiful day when her mother had seen that photograph and she was smiling. And so many years back, when today poetess is looking at that photograph, she was able to see the photograph less but able to see her mother's smile that comes so many years back. So basically in this poem we have 3 stanzas and each stanza is just displaying, telling the different thing. The first paragraph says about a photograph, that who all are there in the photograph, how it was clicked, why it was clicked. Then in the second stanza, the poetess is saying that how this photograph is connected to her mother's life and how it is connected with her life. And in the last paragraph, the poetess is saying about the losses, about the circumstances which she is facing right now. So I hope you all understood this beautiful poem which was about the photograph. Definitely आप भी जब अपनी कुछ साल पहले की क्लास फोटोग्राफ देखते होंगे, the smile comes on your face when you just think about your students who are studying with you, the mischief, the what all things you have done together, that brings a smile to your face. So in the same way, that photograph brought smile in her mother's face, and that was something that made poetess that photo remarkable in her life. So this whole poem is just about the memories which one can share through a photograph. As we can definitely say that in today's world, photographs play an even important thing in our life. Nowadays, the best way to express something is to send a photograph. Suppose if you upload a photograph of an एयर ट्रैवल टिकट है ना, मीन्स अगर आप एक फोटो क्लिक करते हैं अपने प्लेन के टिकट का और उसको आप किसी भी सोशल नेटवर्क साइट में डाल देते हैं, सो द फोटोग्राफ इज इटसेल्फ अ स्टोरी. इट इज सेइंग अ स्टोरी दैट यू हैड अ एयर ट्रैवल. Suppose you just went to a picnic, you have just taken some snaps and you have thrown it in the social media. That photo is just saying a story that you have a wonderful time with your family and friends. So in the same way, this poem was about the photograph that is very important in poetess life because of her mother's smile. Clear, students? In this poem, we don't have a rhyming scheme. We don't have a rhyming scheme. It is just written in free words. Free words मतलब उसमें कोई भी rhyming scheme use नहीं हुआ है. And one word I forgot to tell, that is paddling. Here paddling is not cycling, but here paddling means walking in the shallow water barefoot, है ना. पैडलिंग मतलब यहाँ पे साइकिल चलाना नहीं है, बट बिना विदाउट एनी शूज जस्ट वॉकिंग इन द वेव्स, दैट इज पैडलिंग. एंड एज आई ऑलरेडी सेड दैट दिस पोएम इज रिटन इन फ्री वर्ड्स. इट डज नॉट हैव अ राइमिंग स्कीम, बट alliteration is used in this poem. Alliteration means in a single line two or more words start with same consonant alphabet. So two pairs of alliteration that I will discuss now in the poem. The rest is your homework that you have to do by your own. One is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fifth line. And three stood still to smile. है ना, stood still smile. Three words start with letter S. So it is one pair of alliteration. Then in the last line of first paragraph, post their terribly transient feet. Terribly and transient, both the words starts with letter T. So this is also an example of alliteration. So there are few more pairs. That is your homework that you have to do. Now we have discussed poem, hard words, its meaning and literary devices that is used in the poem. Now we will just discuss the question answers. Question number 1. What does the word cardboard denote in the poem? So already we had discussed cardboard means photograph. What has camera captured? So camera had captured, although three girls, one was poetess mother and two her cousin Betty and Dolly. It had captured three persons, but it also captured the life, the smile through poetess mother in poetess life. Question number 3. What was not changed over the year? Does this suggest something to you? So we had seen that poetess has compared the unchanging sea to changing lives of human. So we can conclude that the sea had not changed, the waves had not changed, the seashore had not changed. Next question. The poetess mother loved at the snapshot. What did this love indicate? So she loved because she was full of life, she was full of happiness when she just seen the snapshot of the girls with two cousins. It reminded her of the vacation, the sea beach vacation which she spent with her cousins. Question number 5. What is meaning of both free with the labor ease of loss? So we can just understand that so much of things that is not permanent in our life, that had lost. So in the same way, the poetess is also thinking about her lost mother, the time which she had spent with her mother, and she was her words were full with the feeling. She was feeling very sad. Question number 6. What does the circumstances refer to? So here circumstances means the changing circumstances through which the poetess means once she was with her mother, now she is not with her mother. So this is all about the changing circumstances in her life. So I hope you all have understood this poem, and just after this, if you have some doubt, you can ask it in the comment box, and after that you start writing the question answers. Thank you, students.